What if I told you that our planet hides landscapes so surreal, so otherworldly, that they challenge everything you thought you knew about reality? Today, we're descending through the 10 most unreal places on Earth, destinations that blur the line between dreams and waking life. From crystalline caverns that glow like frozen starlight to fields of salt that mirror infinity itself, these are the places where nature becomes art, and reality transforms into something far stranger than fiction. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Vadhu Island, Maldives. But what happens when the ocean itself becomes a constellation? On Vadhu Island, night transforms the shoreline into liquid starlight. Microscopic plankton called dinoflagellates ignite with electric blue fire at the slightest touch, turning each wave into a brushstroke of bioluminescent paint across the darkness. The sand beneath your feet sparkles like crushed sapphires, while the gentle lapping of waves creates ribbons of azure light that pulse and fade like the planet's own heartbeat. This ethereal glow appears strongest on moonless nights, when the absence of celestial light allows the ocean's own luminescence to claim the darkness. Each footstep leaves a trail of blue fire, as if you're walking across the surface of a liquid galaxy. The phenomenon occurs only during specific seasons when the plankton bloom, making this ethereal display as rare as it is breathtaking. Number 9. Antelope Canyon, Arizona, USA. Yet what if lightning could be frozen in stone? Deep within the Navajo Nation lies a cathedral carved not by human hands but by water and time itself. Antelope Canyon's undulating walls flow like liquid sandstone, their surfaces polished to silk by millions of years of flash floods. Shafts of golden light pierce through narrow openings above, creating pillars of illuminated dust that dance between the carved walls. The rock itself seems to breathe, with curves and contours that suggest movement frozen in time. Colors shift from deep amber to burning orange, from cool lavender to warm coral, depending on the angle of light and the time of day. The canyon's walls appear to glow from within, as if lit by some internal fire. This slot canyon formed over millennia as water carved through layers of sandstone, creating these impossibly smooth, wave-like formations that seem more like abstract art than natural geology. Number 8. Vatnajökull Ice Cave, Iceland. But imagine stepping inside a crystal that's larger than a cathedral. Beneath Iceland's largest glacier, nature has sculpted chambers of impossibly pure ice that glow with ethereal blue light. These caves form when geothermal activity melts tunnels through the glacier's heart, creating temporary palaces that exist for mere months before collapsing and reforming elsewhere. The walls are so clear they seem like glass, yet so thick they filter light into the deepest shade of sapphire blue. Icicles hang like chandeliers from cathedral-high ceilings, while the floor beneath reflects and amplifies the blue radiance until you're surrounded by liquid light. The silence here is absolute, broken only by the occasional groan of shifting ice above. Each cave is unique, shaped by the specific conditions of its formation, with some featuring perfect arches, others revealing twisted passages that spiral into blue darkness. The temperature remains constant near freezing, preserving these ephemeral masterpieces until summer's warmth claims them. Number 7. Rainbow Mountains, China. What happens when mountains bleed every color of the spectrum? In China's Zhangye Danxia, geological layers have been thrust upward and tilted at impossible angles, creating striped formations that seem painted by divine brushstrokes. Red sandstone bleeds into golden yellows, which fade to deep purples and vibrant greens, each band representing millions of years of sedimentary history. These mountains change color throughout the day as light shifts across their faces, transforming from muted pastels at dawn to blazing crimsons at sunset. The formations look like enormous abstract paintings stretched across the landscape, with some peaks resembling sleeping dragons adorned in rainbow scales. Erosion has carved valleys and ridges that enhance the visual drama, creating natural amphitheaters where the colored bands seem to flow like liquid stone. The area was formed over 24 million years as different mineral deposits created distinct colored layers, which were then uplifted and tilted by tectonic forces, exposing this geological rainbow to the sky. Number 6. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. But what if the Earth had a mirror that reflected not just light, but infinity itself? The Salar de Uyuni transforms with Bolivia's seasons, becoming either a blinding white desert of crystallized salt, or, during the rainy season, the world's largest mirror. When flooded with just inches of water, the salt flat becomes a perfect reflection of the sky, creating the illusion that you're walking on clouds suspended between two infinite heavens. The hexagonal salt patterns stretch to the horizon in perfect geometric precision, resembling an alien landing pad designed by some cosmic architect. During dry season, the salt forms natural pyramids that dot the landscape like white temples, while flamingos add splashes of pink against the pristine whiteness. At night, with no light pollution for hundreds of miles, the mirror effect doubles the star field, creating the sensation of floating in deep space. This 4,000 square mile expanse contains over 10 billion tons of salt and sits at an elevation where the air is so thin that every breath feels borrowed from the stratosphere. Number 5. Dalol, Ethiopia. Yet imagine a place where the Earth's fever dreams take physical form. In the Danakil Depression, Dalol emerges like an alien landscape of impossible colors and toxic beauty. Sulfur springs bubble through salt formations, creating pools of acid green and sulfur yellow water that seem to glow with their own radioactive light. The ground itself is painted in shades of red, orange, and yellow from mineral deposits, while salt spires twist upward like melted candles frozen mid-drip. Steam rises constantly from hot springs that can reach temperatures of 125 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a perpetual haze that makes the entire landscape shimmer like a mirage. The air carries the acrid scent of sulfur, while the ground beneath your feet feels hollow, as if you're walking on the thin crust of some subterranean furnace. This hydrothermal field sits 400 feet below sea level in one of the hottest places on Earth, where salt, sulfur, and iron create a palette of colors that shouldn't exist in nature, but somehow do. Number 4. Pamukkale, Turkey. But what if waterfalls could be frozen not by cold, but by time itself? Pamukkale's terraced pools cascade down a hillside, like a frozen waterfall carved from pristine white marble. These travertine terraces formed over millennia as calcium-rich thermal springs deposited limestone in perfect stepped formations. Each pool holds water of the most incredible turquoise blue, creating a contrast so stark against the white stone that it seems digitally enhanced. The entire formation resembles a giant wedding cake left by the gods, its tiers so perfectly formed they appear sculpted rather than natural. Warm water flows constantly over the edges of each pool, maintaining the formations while depositing new layers of calcium carbonate that continue to build these natural monuments. The pools reflect the sky so perfectly that walking among them creates the illusion of stepping between clouds and heaven. Ancient Romans recognized the site's otherworldly beauty, building the city of Hierapolis atop these natural terraces, where visitors still bathe in waters that have flowed for over 2,000 years. Number 3. Cave of Crystals, Mexico. What if you could walk inside a geode the size of a ballroom? Deep beneath the Chihuahuan Desert, the Cave of Crystals houses selenite formations so massive they defy comprehension. These translucent white crystals grow up to 36 feet long and weigh up to 55 tons, creating a forest of geological giants that seem carved by supernatural forces. The cave maintains a constant temperature of 136 degrees Fahrenheit with 90% humidity, creating conditions so extreme that unprotected visitors can survive only minutes before succumbing to hyperthermia. The crystals themselves are so clear they're nearly invisible in places, creating the illusion of walking through solid light. These formations grew over 500,000 years in a cave, completely filled with mineral-rich water, with each crystal growing at an imperceptibly slow rate of just 1 centimeter every century. The cave remained flooded until mining operations pumped out the water in 2000, revealing this crystalline cathedral that had remained hidden since before humans walked the earth. The beauty is so overwhelming, so utterly alien, that many visitors report feeling dizzy not from the heat, but from the sheer impossibility of what they're witnessing. Number 2. Sea of Glass, Russia. Yet imagine a shoreline where the ocean has transformed waste into wonder. On this remote Russian beach, decades of discarded glass bottles have been tumbled by Arctic waves into smooth, frosted gems that carpet the shore in impossible abundance. Green, brown, blue, and clear glass pieces cover the beach like a treasure trove scattered by mermaids, each piece polished by salt water and time into smooth, translucent pebbles. The glass catches and refracts light in thousands of different angles, creating a shoreline that sparkles and shimmers with every movement of the waves. Walking here produces a unique musical chiming as the glass pieces shift and collide with each footstep. The contrast between the dark volcanic rocks and the brilliant glass creates a surreal landscape that seems more like the surface of an alien planet than a terrestrial beach. What began as environmental damage has been transformed by nature into something transcendently beautiful, proving that even our mistakes can become art when touched by the patient hands of wind and wave. This process took decades to complete as the harsh Siberian environment slowly ground down sharp edges into smooth treasures. Number 1. Kawah Ijen, Indonesia. But the most surreal sight our planet offers isn't just alien, it's alive with fire that burns blue. At Kawah Ijen, sulfur gases emerge from volcanic vents and ignite, creating flames that burn not orange or red, but electric blue. These ethereal flames dance across the landscape like spirits made of pure energy, visible only in darkness when their otherworldly glow can be properly appreciated. The crater lake itself glows with an acid green luminescence, its pH so low it can dissolve human skin on contact. Miners work in this hellish landscape, collecting sulfur that condenses from the burning gases, their headlamps cutting through toxic clouds that would be lethal without protection. The blue flames can reach heights of 16 feet, creating a scene so surreal it seems borrowed from another dimension entirely. The lake's turquoise color comes from dissolved sulfuric compounds, while the surrounding landscape is painted in yellows and oranges from sulfur deposits. This is nature at its most extreme, most beautiful, and most dangerous. A reminder that our planet still harbors mysteries that can stop the human heart with their impossible beauty. So guys, from bioluminescent shores to flames that burn blue, from mirrors that reflect infinity to caves carved from living crystal, our planet continues to create wonders that challenge the very limits of imagination. These places remind us that reality doesn't need enhancement, doesn't need filters or digital manipulation to achieve the impossible. Sometimes the most unreal places on Earth are the most real of all. Reality is stranger than imagination. Thanks for watching.